Recently, a certain rebel regime in Fujian exposed their latest Skybow 4 anti-missile missile. When the pictures of this missile were released, I could only say, is this missile not a joke? Let's first take a look at the Skybow 4. This missile is extremely large. It's astonishing that in the third decade of the 21st century, they could still design such a huge missile with a maximum altitude of only 70 kilometers. It seems that the solid propulsion technology of this rebel regime is as poor as a dog. Otherwise, this missile wouldn't be designed so large. As a missile with a maximum altitude of only 70 kilometers, it uses a two-stage rocket engine. And this rebel regime in Fujian believes that this missile can be compared to Israel's Arrow 2 missile. Visually, it looks very similar to the Arrow 2 missile. When we compare the Skybow 4 with the Arrow 2 missile, it's obvious that the second stage of the Arrow 2 missile adopts a structure similar to a double cone. In this case, it can improve the missile's terminal maneuverability through the pressure difference between the upper and lower air. However, the Skybow 4 missile, due to the limited capabilities of this rebel regime, does not have a similar double cone structure like the Arrow 2 anti-missile missile to provide maneuverability. It still uses a traditional cone-shaped missile design, and we can clearly see that the colors of its wings are different. It can be said that the Skybow 4 missile completely relies on its wings to provide attitude correction at the terminal stage. We all know that for anti-missile missiles, intercepting ballistic missiles, their terminal speeds are very high. In this case, using rudder effect for attitude adjustment is actually very inefficient. Although the Arrow 2 missile also uses rudder effect to adjust its attitude, as mentioned earlier, it has this double cone structure with the pressure difference between the upper and lower air to improve terminal maneuverability. And the Skybow 4 missile, as we can see now, also uses a fragmentation warhead to destroy ballistic missiles, just like the Arrow 2 missile. The Arrow 2 missile was actually put into service by Israel in the late 1990s. At that time, the Arrow 2 missile was not that advanced. In its tests, it always intercepted Scud-B, a 300-kilometer range ballistic missile. And precisely because it uses an active radar seeker at the terminal stage, its interception altitude is much higher than that of the Patriot 3. Therefore, the interception efficiency of the Arrow 2 anti-missile missile is actually relatively low. So in the 21st century, Israel designed the Arrow 3 anti-missile missile. We can clearly see that the Arrow 3 anti-missile missile has only one stage engine below its warhead. The warhead's front part has a rocket engine that can sway and adjust the missile's attitude, which is much more efficient than the attitude adjustment through the missile's wings and rudder. The Arrow 3 anti-missile missile also adopts an infrared imaging seeker at the front to improve accuracy. In the third decade of the 21st century, it is hard to believe that anti-ballistic missiles still do not use kinetic kill vehicles. Even South Korea's LSAM terminal anti-missile missile, which uses an active radar seeker, has an attitude adjustment engine similar to that of the US THAAD system, making its terminal attitude adjustment much better than that of the one relying on the wings and rudder. Let's talk about the radar of the Tiancong 4. Whether it is Israel's Green Pine radar or the radar used by South Korea for the LSAM terminal anti-missile missile, they have integrated search and fire control. However, the radar of the Tiancong 4 of the Taiwan separatist regime is very poor. Its radar separates the search antenna and the fire control radar. The radar algorithm technology is so bad that it is embarrassing. They are unable to develop high-precision L-band or S-band search radars. The Tiancong 4 anti-missile system, whether it is the missile or the radar, is a joke in the third decade of the 21st century.